All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, and we're about to go live right here on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever else they allow us to be. And we're going to talk about this election, man. Talk about the election and some hip hop stuff and some of everything. If you got time, I got time. Let's kick it for a minute, folks. D Smooth was in the house with us. What's up, D?
Going on, baby? I tell you, the election. I've been up for 3 nights in a row. I really have. You know what? And I sit and watch TV all night, so I'll watch a movie and I have the coverage. I was thinking it was going to be an early blowout. You see, it was a heavyweight fight.
Well, you know what, man? I realize that regardless of what we got going, what we think, there's a whole nother level of thought being generated from another side, man. I mean, you know, a lot of people smile in your face, but yet and still, you know, when it comes down to it, they about their money, okay? And I ain't mad at them for that, but sometimes, man, I hate to say this, but every once in a while, a few things supersede money, man. A few things supersede money, and I think being just a decent person is one of those things. I mean, putting kids in cages and blah blah blah. We can debate all that right there, but I don't even want to go there. I'm just happy this morning, man, that it's over with. That we can look forward to seeing something. Hopefully, see something different in this community without all the rigmarole, all the division. You know, and we'll see, man. But you know what, though? Check it out, D.
What's that?
No matter what, no matter who we got in the White House, we still got to do our part, man. We do our part. You know, I've had several debates about people not wanting to vote, and when you look at that ballot, you saw the presidential election, but you also saw judges, you saw senators, you saw local elections for people in colleges or whatever the case may be. So all that right there comes to the House, man. That's right there in the House. So yes, you don't get the you know, the presidential election may not affect you personally, but sometimes, but it does. Okay, some people don't think it affects them. It affects them personally, but it does. But that other stuff, that school board elections, them state senators, all that right there is right here in your backyard. Those a lot of those propositions. Okay, they hit you right in your pocket directly. Okay,
well,
go ahead.
That's the thing about it. You know what? The propositions and things that the local government want to put in place, a lot of people really overlooked that because they did focus on the presidential election.
Right.
And these fights became local with people who are familiar with politics or just, you know, local votes. But a lot of us overlooked it. I paid attention. Don't get me wrong. I paid attention to each one of them because they were throwing commercials at us left and right.
Man, that's just confusing.
I went further. I had to ask on them before I actually voted on.
Okay.
I really don't know. I don't know actually the outcome of any of them. I really don't. I hadn't paid attention that close. I know that Maxine Waters, she won.
Maxine won. My boy Steve Bradford won. The Uber bill passed where they can keep their independent operator status or independent contractor status. That was a big one. I mean, Uber and Lyft got high as hell, man. Dude.
They did. So here's the thing. So now the drivers get paid for a certain amount for an hourly wage, basically, right? In some manner. Is that how that works?
No. They've been the contractors. People have. I think people have to make the mistake of thinking that Uber is a job. Uber is a hustle that you use. You can make a job out of it. Okay. Uber is a hustle. Okay. You can turn the Apple when you get ready. You ain't got to be there no certain time. If you don't want to do it, you ain't got to do it. It's a hustle. So you know,
don't get me wrong. I Uber. You know, I've actually driven for Uber. It was about 3 years back, man. I did it for about like 6 months, and I made good money. I really did.
Okay.
And but again, I was just getting the money they was offering me and kept it pushing. You know.
Well, but again, it's a hustle. If you want to do it, if you got time to do it, you need some money, go do it. If not, leave it alone. Okay. But because things had got so tight for a while, everybody was doing it. Okay, it was a good little hustle for a lot of people, and and people want jobs. So everybody don't want the hustle. Some people just want to do it at their leisure. I mean, hey man, I'm finna go to Reno Valley. Can I get a ride? I turn my app on, see what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just amazing, man. That I thought that was kind of strange because most of what I do is I do it as an independent contractor for a reason. No, I don't get no paid vacation, but I don't work that hard either. So it all depends on what you want to do, man.
You got that right.
All depends on what you want to do.
Hey, but you know what? I haven't. What I've heard is that, of course, Donald Trump is not going to even respond until Monday after. Well, beyond tweets, he's not going to respond to say an open. I almost said an open casket. Before an open audience until Monday after filing these lawsuits that he's going to do. So he's going to draw it out to the end. It's disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, this was a 15-round Joe Frazier Muhammad Ali fight. If you look at it in statistics and votes and certain punches and things like that. And it was a great fight. But you know what? When the winner raised his hand, you got to understand the winner just raised his hand on you. So he's going to go out like a sore loser. And that's bad. That's bad. He just
what though? But what else? What else do you expect of him, though, Doc? That's the only thing about it. Here's somebody. His word don't mean nothing. People believe in him, and when you see the lies that he's told and things, he just pulls out his ass just to have something to say and make up stuff with no backup whatsoever. I mean, if he was a kid, you'd whooped his ass. Okay, you just spanked him for lying so much.
Right.
Okay. you know damn well growing up in the hood, we couldn't tell no lies like that. Our mama beat our ass. Okay.
Right.
Our mama would beat our ass for lying like he did.
But he is who he is, and we are who we are. But again, it's like, okay, you got knocked out. And you have to concede at some point. Check it out. Here's a conspiracy theory. Now, he's not going down silently. He'll be house, but he gonna go up to Montana or something and create a whole cult. I don't want to say a cult, a whole following, of his views and his way of living. So he still gets a good following. I'm not saying the Republicans are going to follow him into this manner. The Republicans' job, and of course, is to use their way of living for the system. Donald, and in an agreeable sort, in an agreeable way. That's what the Republicans, their way of living in an agreeable way are a majority view. Okay, so that's their way of living. But Donald Trump wants his way of living, and he wants to include all the things that we talked about that he's, I didn't say the Ku Klux Klan, the Good Boys or whoever, the Good Fellas or whoever like that. These people will follow him. So he may be that cat sitting up there in the corner of the world, ready to overthrow the United States. That's what I'm saying. So that's a conspiracy theory. He's going to create a group of people, or even a brand new branch of government. You have the Republicans, the Democrats, and what are there's several. The Libertarians, and forgive me for not having that information in front of me, but there's several different groups that are in the government. You have the Republicans, Democrats, the Libertarians, and can't think of the others. But they can create a whole group and get on the bill again by themselves. I'm just saying, if they wanted to,
Well, you know what? And when you look at the presidential election, I mean the ballots. Kanye was on the California ballot. A bunch of folks I didn't even recognize. I never heard their name nowhere in life was on the ballot. So yeah, there is quite a few other options, but when it comes down, based on the popular vote and the electoral college, they ain't got a shot in hell because
No.
you got to have so many electoral votes, and nobody else got not one electoral vote. Okay, I mean, I
Right.
ain't seen nobody else got an electoral vote anywhere on the ballot other than on the map other than Biden and Trump. So
Well,
it's something.
those were the top dogs right there. But a lot of the other people, or they got enough money to get themselves on the ballot. Like Kanye, a whole bunch of extra money. I highly doubt that Kanye raised a lot of money to get himself on the ballot.
He got like 65,000 votes
He,
nationwide.
he got votes, but
I'm running. Fuck it, I'm running next time. Fuck it, I'm running my damn self. 4 years, 2024, I'm running. God damn it. If Kanye can run, I'm running, damn it.
Okay, you got it. We better start right now. That's right, y'all. Cash App Lonzo his
campaign donation.
You got
Okay.
it.
Hey,
Campaign
folks.
2024.
I got some folks in the house. Hey, what's up, folks? We got Kenny Kirk. You dropping it 100 Lonzo like it. What's up, Marcus Miller, Dave D, Marcus Miller. Stay he laughing over there. We got my man Will be Black Star Line. Joe Frazier, a dead Republican, voted for Joe Biden. So did Will Smith's dead father in Philly. He said that's fraud. Hey man, I don't know nothing about that, Doc. I haven't heard. It's my first time hearing about that.
Man.
I would love, I ain't gonna say I would love to see it, but it's gonna take a whole lot more than that to change the outcome. I mean, we still got a couple of other stations ain't been called yet, But check it out though, man. The coldest thing I saw so far was their sister Stacey Abrams. Okay, Stacey got beat for governor, got cheated out of governorship a couple years ago. Um, uh, uh, and she went on and went on a terror to register as many folks as she possibly could, black, white, and indifferent. Okay, and she came through and flipped Georgia, which is something ain't been done in decades, Doc. And that's a cold move. Now you got, excuse me, you got Stacey, you got the sister in Atlanta who's the mayor, who ain't no joke. You got a bunch of bad black sisters that's making a serious impact. Not to mention you got Kamala now as being the VP, the future VP of America. That's some interesting stuff, man. That's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, Keisha Lance-Bottom. Thank you, bro. Keisha Lance-Bottom, and she fine too. Let's keep it 100, okay? She a cutie pie, okay? Yeah, Keisha Lance-Bottom, the mayor of Atlanta, who ain't no joke, none whatsoever, okay? None whatsoever. She been putting it down since I think she fired the cops that shot the brother in the back, some other stuff. I mean, I can't call it all right now, but yeah. See, we right now in the chat room, we got some real brothers in the chat room, man. They understand. We just talking right now, okay? Brothers talk about it at the barbershop. We should call this the barbershop conversation, okay?
But you know what?
I didn't know that. Wait. Hold on. Her dad was Major Lance, the singer. I didn't know that. That's coming from the chat room.
That's right.
My man said, watch my little girl pull up some BS around the second year. Okay.
Dave D said that.
Okay, David D, that's the one that came with the fraud thing, right? I gotta watch my No, that ain't him. That ain't him. We gonna watch, man. You know what though? But you know what, folks? This right here, see, this is one of them situations that I think is great for everybody, man, because I'm old. I'm an old dude. I remember when Kennedy got shot. Yeah, I was a baby, but I remember when he got shot. I remember the violence when Martin Luther King got shot. I remember when the first riot in Watts. I remember I done been through 3-4 riots in LA. So a lot of what I remember, y'all don't know nothing about. Okay. Now y'all getting y'all own experiences right now. Okay. Y'all getting your own experience right now. And now you guys got the same, y'all can make more moves than I could because y'all seeing them right now and y'all in position to make moves. Okay.
Lonzo,
yes, sir.
What? I remember the Watergate. And let me tell you, I think I was too young to vote. I think it was the year before I was actually able to vote. So and the Watergate thing was off the chain. Basically, it was something. So it was basically something that the president, he was talking not selling top secrets, but he was giving away information. They were spying on the wrong people, and just straight they got busted. They threw him out of office. Such a big impact in my life. I remember that politically.
Okay.
I'm like, man, that showed me that government is corrupt. Back because preceding that in young history training, everybody was white and right with George Washington. They show us that picture of George Washington
right.
with the white perm on the boat coming across.
Right.
They used to show us that, and that's what we believed. And I can even remember back in the day where they would show in the history books, they would show slave children or slaves actually illustrated in a public school history book. You know what I'm saying? And they showed the slaves locked up, and it was almost like acceptable. This what is what happened. That's that was an impact on me all the way into again back to that day where they impeached Richard Nixon, and Richard Nixon, Richard Nixon was cool all the way out the White House. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm not saying what he did was right or wrong. And we into right now. You have a president. You've run your term. It's time to step aside and let something else go forward.
Well, you know what? With Trump, man, he's embarrassed. He is going to be a one-term president down there with George Bush -- with Jimmy Carter, and a couple other folks. And to be a one-term president, man, is really almost an embarrassment to you as a president, because that means that nobody liked you. Okay. A 2-term president means you maxed out, you can't come back no more. But a 1-term means get the hell up out of here with that.
Marcus Miller says my 9-year-old son, he was in the 2nd grade 2 years ago. He brought home a book that said we were slaves and helpers. Slaves were helpers.
Wow.
Is that wild? That's something. Will B comes back at it and says first U.S. president was a black man named John Henson. Now
I've heard that, man. I've heard that, but they ain't gonna put that in the books.
Man,
okay.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I never heard that, but people give me all kind of historical information. If I don't go in and dig in and look it up for myself, it sits on the shelf. That's just me.
What did B say?
B says Biden won, so does that mean lots of black folks voted for him? Because if you didn't, you're not black.
No, say that, Doc. I will say that like situations, black folks, because we knew for the most part that what we got going right now ain't working, man. I mean, man, we've been on punishment. We've been on lockdown for 9 months. Going on it'll be a year, man. I mean, not a year, but it's going to be we talk about canceling Christmas, canceling Thanksgiving. And you know how much money is being lost right now, man, under the situation. And I know it ain't all his fault, but a lot of it is because the way he handles situations, the way he ignores situations. if he was the president of a corporation, a CEO of a corporation, they'd have fired his ass a long time ago. The first quarter, you ain't made no money. You gotta go. You gotta go. Okay.
Can you imagine them last night? As a matter of fact, I wanted to say that Dave D said he heard the same thing. That the first black president, and I forget, Hanson was the name. I think you mentioned that. So that was another person also saying that the first, Will B comes back says destroy the slave narrative with black president first and before Obama. Well, I guess I'm missing a piece of that. Yeah, I think I'm missing a piece of that response. Destroys the slave narrative with a black president first and before Obama. So I think, again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I hear what he's saying. He's saying that takes down the slave narrative that the first black president was Obama. Again, Doc, it's not common knowledge. It's one of them situations you got to be a scholar or a well-read brother, and obviously somebody on this chat line is well-read to know that I've been in conversations. I've been in discussions with folks who have said the same thing. I've never followed up myself. I've heard of the brother. I know what he did. It was something that happened in the very beginning, and he was president for a short period of time before George Washington, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm not going to tell you that.
So somebody online, I should have my other computer out. Somebody needs to Google that and just give me something on that.
I'm going to Google it myself.
Look at him, he's going to Google it himself. I'm sorry about that.
We ain't got nothing to do. We got time left. What's his name? John Henson.
Hey, check it out, man. Can you imagine what they was doing in the White House last night? They was telling him, it's over, and he was tearing the Oval Office up, flipping shit. It ain't over. It ain't over. He was going around there going crazy. They had to get him out there to put him on the golf course this morning.
Yeah, John Hanson, former president of the Congressional. Is this the same person? The Hanson or Henson?
Hanson. I see Hanson, H-A, and that's what somebody actually is printing. And John Hanson, it says Hanson. That's what they say.
Wait. Hold. There goes another one. He was a libertarian. John Hanson, American Associated, which sought to re-elect freeborn and emancipated black Americans to Liberia. Liberia. I'm sorry. Has served as a senator in Grand Bassa County. He was born into slavery, but he purchased his freedom and migrated to Baltimore to Liberia at the age of 36. Don't say he was the president, but Senator. Let's see here. Wait. Senator Hanson has sometimes been misidentified as John Henson of Maryland, a white politician who served as president in the Continental Congress during the American Revolution.
Now, someone Will B says this was 8 presidents before Washington. That's what Will B says. And again, that's what someone putting up. Bay just chimed in. She says, as a third generation American, however you want to say, I just hope they just don't open up borders and do some kind of immigration reform. I highly doubt it. Or should I say, I'm not for it. But it won't be as rapid as what Donald Trump has set forth. I don't know what they're gonna do with that wall. They need to let us. We ought to call that the graffiti wall, where everybody come out and just spray pepper. You can come from both sides of the border and tag that wall. A friendship wall or something like that. They should run for Congress saying something like that.
You know what though, man? Go ahead. No, I was.
But overall. No, let me get this across. But overall, this is back to B1. Overall, I don't think this particular portion of our government is going to push that. there has to be a limitations. There's limitations already up. You know, I can't. I'm not saying knock it down, but you know what? We got to have the Dreamers. The Dreamers. He was about to knock the Dreamers off the box if he hadn't already. The Dreamers,
right.
or immigrants who were born here. You know the story of Dreamers and my best friends. You know what I'm saying? So these are my people. Also be so these people. All they have to do is actually go through and I hate that, go through the process of applying and being a good citizen. But that all comes with I guess being an American. But
You know what?
how?
I got to go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
Okay, but he's got but. Our boy Biden, I think he's gonna do a change in some manner, or definitely at least leave it alone for a while. Because things change, people change. Go ahead, Zoe.
You know what, man? Maybe something I don't understand with Mexico being right next to us, knowing what we did to Mexico. Because California was Mexico, Texas was Mexico, Arizona. That's why they got the Spanish names. I never understood why we never invested in Mexico and helped that country to become more self-sufficient, so that maybe they wouldn't want to come over here as much. I mean, I don't have a problem either way, but it just seems to me that for us to have as much as we do, to be supporting China and all the other countries, not to invest more into a country right next to us, okay? I just don't. He said we did with NAFTA, but NAFTA was like more of a one-way street. It
Yes.
NAFTA it was more of a one-way street. It gave, but it took, but it didn't give a lot back. And I think that's what the problem was. Um, you know,
You know what?
um,
The thing about it, you asked that question about you don't know why the U.S. didn't invest in Mexico. I don't know either. It's like that's a bond part of us. Can you imagine us actually being united, like you said, instead of drawing that separation, instead of building into it and actually building a super treat?
right,
That's what I see. It's definitely as far as resources, because you can't tell me they don't. That's what they help us.
right,
In,
right.
in many ways. Just the laws I don't even want to say corrupt. The laws are different and everything like the U.S. and Mexico coming together with one law. I don't know, top government.
Well, you know what? Canada kicking ass up there. Okay, Canada kicking ass. Now, is this another color thing? I've often wondered that, man. I often wondered that, dude. Come on, man.
You
Canada
know,
upstairs, predominantly non-melanated people. Predominantly non-melanated people. Okay, they got a few brothers up. They got some brothers up. Don't get me wrong, but it's
but
cold up
everybody,
there. It's
but
cold in
everybody,
Canada.
but all the brothers are light skinned up there. So that's the thing
That's
about it.
true.
All the brothers are light skinned up there.
And Canada got some strict. You just can't walk your. You used to walk your ass to Canada like it was nobody's business. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Canada ain't mess with your ass now. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You
Check
know
this
what,
out.
man?
Here's somebody.
But
Here's Will. I got to give you what Will B says. He says Biden wrote the 1994 crime bill and crack cocaine versus powder mandatory sentencing. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing about it. I saw him um in his um speeches. He mentioned he would see to changing that. He would see for people to go into rehabilitation and the law on that. That's hard. That's hard. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard sentence. But you know what? Can you imagine what crack is not imagine? See what crack has done to us to this day, or drugs have done to us with this day. How would you have approached that? Would you overlook it like your boy Trump overlooking this coronavirus, or how would you handle it? Because crack was out of control, man. You know it was. You know it was. So a mandatory sentence for anything besides murder. I don't know. I can't call that. I wouldn't vote for it, no matter if I was on the jury or anything. I'm not going to vote for
D,
somebody to go to jail for the rest. Yes, sir.
here we go. All right, now let's talk about crack and cocaine, crack and powder cocaine. Um, as you very well know, we all can attest. 1994 in LA, I don't know about no place else, was a mother Okay, crack cocaine was in full effect. Okay, gang banging it was at an all-time high, and it was buck wild because nobody had ever seen this before. Okay, we had never seen this before. I can't justify what they did. Now, the powder cocaine. Now, see, this is the part when being old pays a dividend. Most people don't know that when cocaine first hit the party scene, cocaine been around for centuries. It ain't nothing new. But when it first hit the party scene, I think in the 70s, okay, it was known as the champagne drug. Okay? It was the champagne high. It was the champagne drug for all the rich party people. Okay, the price of cocaine was high as hell. Okay, a kilo, a bird, whatever you want to call it, cost you $30,000. All right. When crack was invented, created, whatever you want to call it, and it brought it created an addiction that cocaine didn't give you. Yeah, you could be addicted to powder cocaine, but it wasn't like heroin. It wasn't like a lot of other drugs where you get to shaking and stuff. You tripping for a minute, but you would get over it. Okay, trust me. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Okay?
No, don't ask me how I know. Go ahead.
Ask me how I know. Okay, you don't need all that. Come on, man. You talking to somebody who's been there. Okay. I ain't nobody's angel. I ain't nobody's pastor. I'm on the internet having a good time telling y'all some real shit. Okay, some real shit.
Listen, B says cocaine was the disco drug. So B is probably telling me they was over at Disco 9000.
Wait, stop. I'm gonna tell y'all the true story. The first time I ever seen cocaine in my life, okay, I was DJing 1977. Okay, I was DJing for this pimp at this place called a Tahitian village in Lakewood, California. It was on Rosecrans and Lakewood Boulevard. It was like the Alpine Village, but only it was in Lakewood.
Okay,
the event was whack. Okay, homeboy was paying me $250. He gave me $100 in cash and a bag of white shit. I'm like, what is this, man? I didn't want to be stupid. He said, take this, man. You can make more money with this right here than what I owe you. And I'm like, I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, what the fuck? What am I doing with this?
Man.
So I took it to my cousin, who was older than me. I said, man, homeboy gave me this last night. He said, why? Where you get that from? I said, I got it last night at this party. And he said, man, I'm just worth about $300-$400. He gave me an 8-ball. I didn't know what it was. He gave me an 8-ball. Okay. I'm like, huh? He said, it's worth about $300-$400. So I ain't gonna tell you what happened. My cousin got rid of it for me. And I tried to see what I tested it out, see what it was. He said, yeah, that's some good stuff. I didn't know what to expect from the high.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I didn't know what to expect. Okay. All I know is I got the rest of my money. My cousin made a couple of dollars, and that was the attraction. That was the introduction for me as a young 20-year-old cat. As a young 20-year-old cat in the party drug. So it was a party drug. Yeah. Your pops, and a bunch of other.
Yeah, Marcus Miller. That's what Lonzo said. That Lonzo, he said your pops and a whole bunch of other pops did that back in the day. It was a party drug. Huh?
It was a party drug. I mean, it was like having Cristal right now. If you had Cristal, you was like right now. Everybody talking about Cristal. If you go into a room and you got the Cristal, only certain people are gonna get a glass. Okay, only everybody ain't getting the glass of this shit. Y'all drink that shit, and y'all come over here, lady. I can't defend Bill Cosby. Okay, back in the day, in the 70s and 80s, cocaine was so expensive, but everybody liked it, okay? And only the rich folks in Hollywood had the stuff. Pimps and players had it. And if you was around that, and here goes a crazy scenario. if you had it, you didn't need it to get laid, but if you had it, your chances of getting laid got better. It's like right now, some cats, like some guys in the car, some guys in the clothes, whatever the case may be. If you got your fly car, you got your fly clothes, your chance to catch it being with the ladies enhanced based on your presence. Was the same thing with this right here. If you had this right here back in the day, he could, okay, cool, let's do this, all right. And
you into the scene.
Yeah, you was into the scene, okay, and that put you up on a different status. Powder cocaine was a drug of status, okay. It was never a drug it was never a street drug, okay. It was you're right. Doctors party with cocaine. That's no shit, okay.
Man.
Wait, hold on, D. For years, Coca-Cola. That's how you got its name, because it had cocaine in the Coca-Cola. Hey, check your facts. You think I'm lying? Check your facts. Back in the early days of Coca-Cola, okay, it had cocaine in the Coca-Cola. That's why it's called Coca-Cola. Okay.
Somebody told me the same thing, because my great grandmother used to have they stayed in Riverside. My grandmother used to have cases of those old little Coke bottles. She only bought the short dogs. You know what I'm saying? In glass.
D. My grandmama, same thing. She'd have them stacked up 5 deep and wouldn't give you one.
You couldn't have one.
She'd have cases stacked up. She'd have cases stacked up 5 deep on the porch. You would not give you one. Would give you a quarter. Walk your ass down to the corner store and buy you a little soda, a little grape soda, whatever.
Exactly.
Coca-Cola.
Can't mess with those Coca-Cola. Hey, you know what? The thing about and I forgot who actually asked the question to us about, or actually brought up the concern of the bill that Joe Biden helped pass about the cocaine versus crack. But I never heard you respond back. So what would you do? What would you have done in the crunch of the crack era here in Los Angeles, here in all the inner cities throughout the country where crack was just chewing everybody up? You've been there. You know you was locked down for a long time in the city. You had to be careful of everyone and everything. You know what? Nowadays, crack people or shit, they damn near nice. You know what I'm saying? You can't mess with nobody out of 1977 that's cracked out. They tear your ass up, right? So I think it's a different kind of type of crack. I don't know how to gauge that.
77? Wait, 77? What no crack in 77?
Man, I mean, did I say that?
You said 77.
I did. Forgive me. That's 87. Forgive me. 87. 87. You know, when it was hit hard. And I'm just wondering. What would you have done if you were in government or able to put your voice in to make the change? I'm not saying separate crack and cocaine. I'm like, everybody in trouble. I'm sorry. If that's the law, everybody in trouble. But you're not going to gauge just because you're rich. You know, you'll be able to bail out of jail, you know, in a couple hours versus the cops pick up on the street with crack and he's locked up for 30 days before they even look at him. So I'm not saying that. So what's your take on it? So I'm going to put you in a governmental position or in a voice, give you a voice. What would you have done to try to resolve that crack dilemma in the inner cities? Yeah, I'm asking you because the person,
dude, you know, to sit here today in 2020 and reflect on 1994 when they passed that bill. Everybody wasn't mad, man. I hate to tell y'all that, man. Everybody wasn't mad.
No.
Okay? No. Because we in the community, we in the hood had seen the effects of crack cocaine. Powdered cocaine don't do you the same way that crack cocaine do. I'm sorry.
Correct.
You know, I can't say they was right, but I'm just telling you from my experience. And I don't know how old y'all are, or how old this line are. Being I'm 63, D, you 59. We too old heads.
60. Yeah.
60. So we both was there, okay? Grown men, okay? We wasn't kids back. When you see the with crack, I mean, crack just ravaged the whole black community, and that was the crime. The crime was the fact that they brought it here, that the United States government brought it here, allowed it to get here and flourish in the black communities. Because at that time, before crack cocaine, we was on the upcline. Okay, even hip hop
right.
was jizz. Hip hop was
fresh and clean.
It was still fresh and clean, and it, like my man B1 says, it turned people into zombies. Okay, two things happened. Well, a few things happened in crack. Everybody had to put bars on their house in their community. The burglar bar man made a killing, and people started losing respect for
one another. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard if you a kid out there selling crack, you 12, 13 years old selling crack, but you got your mama's friend, in some case your auntie or your mama doing things for crack. It's hard to maintain that respect for them. Okay?
Yeah.
And yes, it was by design. And meanwhile, and this is something else that people don't understand. Most shit that happened in America ain't no accident. Donald Trump was not an accident. He was there by design. Okay,
man, to clean up some shit up.
I'm not gonna say that what we happy for today ain't by design. Okay, there ain't many accidents in this joint, but bottom line is you got to, regardless of what they design, you got to fight it. Like I said, most people didn't make people sell crack. Okay. They took the jobs out of the community. Ronald Reagan took the jobs out of the community first. Used to be a time you could go to high school and learn enough trades in shop classes to get you a job.
That's right. To become to be a damn a machinist or a carpenter. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I knew some cats that did that.
The same shit that you got to go to the ride for right now, your ass learned at Centennial. Okay, the same shit you learned that you got to go to one of them skill schools for and pay $50,000-$60,000. You can learn at high school. Okay, go to junior college and get you a certificate and go get you a job. And sometimes you ain't got to go get a certificate. They would train you. As long as you had a piece of paper saying you can read and write, they give you a job and you can be that job for the next 30 years. Okay,
right.
But Ronald Reagan fixed all that because he broke up all the unions.
Oh yeah, well, like you said, Ronald Reagan was a whole nother character. The thing about Ronald Reagan, when I started disliking when him and John had the same views, that's when I actually realized what John Wayne was about. But you know what? Will B said same tactics were used to destroy Harlem with heroin. That's what he said.
I'm gonna tell you the coldest part about all of it. Ain't nobody peeped this part right here. Ain't nobody peeped this part, but I'm about to tell you right now. What I'm about to tell you right now is the coldest part about it is they always got our own people selling it to us. Now, the big boys bring it in, but the face of distribution in the hood is always us. Think about it. Think about it.
Of course.
If you had 9 black faces selling crack in the community, 9 black community directly to we would stand up and run them out of the city. But no. It let some other folks make some money. It let us make some money by destroying our own communities. Okay?
Yeah.
I know some of y'all ain't gonna agree with that, but think about it. The heavier ones will understand what I'm saying. Okay? I had sex with Sydney Starr without a condom. And
I didn't tell his girlfriend about it.
Who is Sydney Starr?
Who is Crush African? I don't know who that is. Anyway, I think that was supposed to be on the inbox.
Okay. The Contras and the Sandinistas got together. They were fighting. Reagan cut the money off. Oliver North said, "Oh no, we need to fight this war, boss. Let me figure out some guns over here. Let me drop this drug." And that's Snowfall. They made a couple of movies about it already.
That's hard.
Yeah, but like I said before, they was hiring. That was the job of the community at that time, was to sell dope. Meanwhile, the cops was building batter rams to get the dope dealers. Okay, and we've been playing a cat and mouse game ever since then. And now, crack cocaine ain't a drug no more. It's still around, but it ain't as popular as it used to be. Now they got us selling pharmaceutical drugs. Yes, sir.
Check it out. Back in the day, I can't remember what year was back in the day. Over off Palmer, it was a between Palmer and Compton Boulevard. I think it was Mayo or something. Anyway, it was this so-called big drug dealer where he bought the whole front lot and the whole back lot. Do you remember that? It was, to me, it was like one of the biggest houses that I knew in Compton. It took up 4 lots. So it took up the first 2 lots on one street and the second 2 lots on the other street.
No, I remember that one, Doc.
Yeah, y'all, man. You know what? I said to say that was a humongous house, and eventually the cops actually raided and busted it, and found
what?
Be on these cats. They found drugs. They found drugs, cocaine. That's when it was the height of it. But these people were like, when you pass by, you coming off Compton Boulevard, and you got Ferraris and lowriders in the car. Back in the day, and you've taken up 4 lots for 1 lot. They bought all 4 of the lots and turned it in and had like one big house on the lot. I'm gonna do some history on that. I know some cats that
I remember when Freeway Rick had an apartment building. He had right there by the freeway, big ass apartment building. It was a big ass apartment building, and he had turned it into allegedly that was his supposed to be. That's why he got the name Freeway, because he had this big old house right by the freeway. Apartment building he had bought.
Out here.
Oh man, it was cold, man. We've been getting games running us for decades. And the cold part about it is they usually get us to destroy ourselves for their God, the money. Okay.
Well, you know what? Here we are now, Lonzo. So where do we go from here? Here's another opportunity. Let's say for a fresh start for everybody. Now we're not hating on each other, but of course, laws and different views are going to come into play. But at this point, we got to concentrate on us. We have an opportunity to step forward as a black people. Period. I'm not saying I'm looking for leaders or somebody to guide us to the next oasis or anything like that. We have to look out for ourselves on an individual basis. Step up, respect our next black man, respect our next black woman, help the black man, help the black woman, go forward and just live the life that God has given us to live. Why are we going to hate on somebody? Let's help each other out. Let's go forward. We need to get together, get some organizations together. Some of that money that's going to trickle in here from someplace, we need to be able to grab some of that money and step it in and drop it into our community in certain areas, not give it to Congress people where the shit come up missing, where we got fraud jumping off. There's been a couple of times the Compton treasurer was busted a couple of years back, him and his wife, for embezzling $3-4 million. Did you know that?
Oh no, hold on. Wait. It wasn't the treasurer. It was one of his assistants. It was one of his assistants. I know the treasurer. He's still there, in fact. The guy, it was one of his assistants or something like that.
What man?
About $3 million. Huh?
I'm like, well, how you still there? Here's my thing. Yo, I came into your house. I'm helping you move. I'm helping you move stuff around. I steal $3 million. Get the hell out of here. Come on. That's crazy.
Hey man, look here. It's some questions about Compton's operations that's always befuddled the shit out of me. One of the things about Compton that I know for a fact, this has nothing to do with politics. This has nothing to do with politics. This is something that just near and dear to my heart, because one time I was on the Compton Hall of Fame committee. Compton's history is a mother. Compton's history ain't no joke. We got I'm not talking about Kendrick Lamar, Dre, Game. I'm talking about back in his 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
the kind of people that came out of Compton that won Olympics, that went to Congress, that went to done some major things in this country. But for some reason, man, it's a moratorium against the positive information of Compton. And I don't understand that. I'm a member of the Compton 125 Historical Society, okay? and I get access to all type of things that Compton has been fantastic in, and um, it's amazing, man, that nobody wants to let that shine. The gang banging will shine. I mean, I do interviews. I do interviews right now with people all over the country, all over the world, I should say. And the first thing they want to know is where can you see the gang bangers at? Man, you ever seen a drive-by? No, I haven't. Not really. No, I don't. Okay. I mean, some of the questions I get asked about Compton and the illusion of Compton is pretty much because the positive things that Compton has contributed to the world, nobody don't. It's like a secret. It's like a secret.
Man, you know what, Compton? We have so many oases here in Compton that you wouldn't. If I took you on a trip from LAX and blindfolded you and rolled you around for 25 minutes, man, and stopped you in an area and say, "Come on, let's get out," and I run off and leave you. You think you like he in Beverly Hills? Compton has oases. I said it again. Oasis where these big plots of land. My grandparents have one of the biggest plots of land here in Los Angeles, and it runs from like 130th all the way to El Segundo, all the way in the back where we used to have cows. We've raised cows, chickens, and pigs during my lifetime on that lot at 130th. Kid you not. Matter of fact, the cow got out one day and walked down to the elementary school, y'all. Listen.
Come on, man.
Hey, I'm not like, and all the kids. So anyway, my grandfather was at work, and all the kids is chasing the cow, and the cow was running around. And we stayed probably 8 houses in the corner, and the school was on the corner, Marion Anderson. I swear to God, on Marion Anderson. So the cow was running around the school. The teachers couldn't get the kids under control. Number one, right? And the cow was running around. I knew it was my cow. That's Betsy. I was 8, but nothing I could do about it, right? She was a young cat. But anyway, it took my grandfather to get home, and probably that was a half hour later to go down there. They just threw a rope on him and walk the cow home. But I'm just saying, there are big lots there in Compton, and a lot of changes are going on in Compton. That's good. I'm not putting. I never will put salt on it. I'm from the city of Linwood. I was right across Bullis Road. You're not gonna tell me I'm not from Compton. I'm from Linwood, but I'm from Compton. My family is still here. As a matter of fact, my oasis is here in Compton. As a matter of fact, and I just want to see the city rise in a manner where we have the opportunity to rise. I'm not looking to fight with nobody in a political manner, nor am I looking to fight nobody on the street. All right. So
hey, you know what? Let's change the subject for a minute, D. Let's change the subject for a minute. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I got a news feed that another rapper was shot and killed in Atlanta. King Von, I believe his name was.
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out. I did a thing yesterday. I looked on Facebook. I mean, I Googled how many rappers had been killed in the last few years. Man, for some reason, it seems like it's an epidemic of young rappers getting killed on a monthly basis between drug overdoses and bullets, dying from gunshot wounds. It's an abundance of up and coming rappers, for the most part, that's constantly dying from these causes. And I'm trying to understand. Where did we go so wrong that everybody is a killer?
Man.
Okay. I mean, did somebody legalize killing? Because last time I checked, the person that get killed, if you kill somebody, you go to jail for the rest of your life. And I'm trying to understand how in the hell did something like that get so popular in the black community?
That's really just hating each other. And that hurts my heart. I actually saw the clip on TMZ of the kid, of him, when he actually got shot. It was on. I don't know if it's still on there. They may have taken it down, but they showed the shooting. It was, maybe 6 or 7 guys out there, and they started squabbling, and somebody pulled, and he was in the squabble. He wasn't pointing at nobody. He was in the squabble with them. Okay, and when the gun was pulled out, he got hit. I don't know how many times he got hit, but actually he got hit, and one of the cats that hit him was they was still firing on him until his boys had to come back and push this guy off of him and pull him out of the street. So if you get a chance, catch it on social media. I know it's there someplace.
Wait. So you said the guy they were fighting, guy pulled out a strap, started shooting homeboy, and after he shoots him, he's still beating him?
No, one of his cats is still over there. So one of his cats is dogging him out. This cat's on the ground, shot, and and this cat is standing over him until his boys come and actually almost like a football hit. You know what I'm saying? Have to push him off till they ran off. And what it looks like the guy with the strap actually ran off. So after the initial shooting, this cat with the strap ran off. So it's just individuals against the two groups against each other. So they sort of had a tussle before they even pulled the kid out the street. So he got shot, and my view showed that the guy was just dogging him out, maybe hitting him, pushing him around, or taunting him in some manner, something like that. Real strange. So check it out on social media.
Man, we lost Pop Smoke, we lost this brother right here. God knows how many. I can't think of all the names. Most of the guys, they didn't really hit my radar until after they got killed. But it's just amazing that hip hop, something that we created, that was so informational, so uplifting, that we were allowed to get hijacked and turned into something that's pretty much a weapon against us in a lot of cases. We talk about what the system has done to us. Well, look what we allowed the system to do to hip hop. I mean, it's we freely promote drug use. I mean, Pfizer ain't giving out no deals for promoting Molly's or whatever else they smoking on or suck dropping or whatever the case may be. Ain't no drug, ain't no deals. Like, I mean, Adidas gave Run DMC a shoe deal after they promoted Adidas. Busta Rhymes got a deal for Courvoisier back in the day, but I don't see Pfizer or none of these other Merck or none of these other big corporations giving folks endorsement deals for promoting drugs. But yet still they promoting drugs, and and here's the part cats ain't getting, man. Music is the most powerful art form known to man. Why is that? Because unlike a movie, you may see a movie, I don't know, 5, 10 times, 20 times if it comes on TV a lot, if you really like it. But it don't have the same redundant effect that it does a song. Or you hear a song 15, 20 times in a day, depending on what station you're listening to and what the song is, okay?
Yeah.
If music has the ability to give you what I call a brain stain, okay? And that's something you'll find. That's when you find yourself singing a song that you don't even like, can't stand the song, but you're singing to some bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're singing songs that you don't like because you done heard it so much it's stuck in your head. Okay.
Agreed.
But
you know what? Here's my take. Quick,
go ahead.
Quick, Lonzo. Here's the tape. When all the big record companies had us locked in, here's where the change came. When we were locked into these contracts and the big companies were taking all the rappers' money, we're taking all the artists' money. It was rip-off time. There was a portion of that. You know what I'm saying? There were many years of when hip-hop broke in to where the big corporations, and I'm not gonna say names because I don't know them all. I'm still I'm Motown. But anyway,
hey,
I'm just in these big
D, check this out. They've been ganking fools since this records was made out of wax. Okay.
Period. I said I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that. Now at this point, individual artists now they can control their own music, their own destiny, and give these people a piece of the pie instead of letting them give the artist a piece of the pie.
No. Here we go again, D. This is just like the drug business. Okay. Like I said earlier,
I was thinking that.
The drug business came into the community. And it was brought in. It was brought into our community, and it was used against us as a weapon. Okay, we created hip hop. One of the guys on the line said we did create hip hop. It was created out of the Bronx, California. Okay, And again, because here's where it go left at. When you get your contract, okay, your contract, the record company has final say so of the songs that go on your album. You can create 50 songs. They're only gonna put so many on your album. If your music is not in line, if they don't feel your music is in line with today's artist, okay, they'll send you back to the studio. Okay, they've told me, okay, hey Lonzo, your album is good. I want another Free World. Free World was a song by Jesse Johnson back in the day. Okay,
got you.
And now if you listen to my song "The Fly," it's goddamn Free World, beat for beat. Okay, but if they was doing that shit back like they did, my man Robin Thicke, we'd all be sued. Okay,
right.
Talk about the essence. We got the essence, the groove, the beat, everything.
You know what? I'm just thinking about. You are absolutely right. I got to pull that up. You're right. That is the same. Not the same groove, but
it's sound. They mix perfectly together. Okay.
Okay. Okay. You worked on it.
So what I'm saying is, when you get your contract, they tell you, oh, we have final say so, creative control, blah, blah, blah. So when you go to the studio and you bring your stuff in, because sometimes you get a contract in January, by June, the groove has changed. The sound has changed, especially in hip hop. Okay. This is probably one of the longest times one form of hip hop has stayed around this long. Trap has been around a lot longer than a whole lot of other stuff. Okay?
It definitely has. It definitely has. I wonder where we're going next, but go ahead.
Okay, so when you sign your deal, you could be a trap artist in January, but by the time your album come out for release in July or June, music done changed. Now we need you to sound more like, I don't know, Cool Mo D, Run DMC. Well, we can't, and if you don't go back to the studio, you can't get the rest of your money.
No.
Okay. So
and if you don't get them a hit, you really got a problem.
Right. So you got to go back in the studio and come back with something. It was a story on who was that? It was a Death Row. A guy that was signed to Death Row came in as a gangster rapper. The gangster rapper flavor changed. He tried to be more street, and then it flipped up again on him. And by the time he came back, it was done. Okay. Okay. So it's a cold game, man. So a lot, especially not now with the algorithms of the various platforms, you don't get. It's not a person picking what plays. Okay, records are all submitted to Spotify, whatever the case may be, and they put your name. What does your music sound like, or on the same vein of Lil Wayne, it's on the same vein of Lil Pump, same vein of so and so. So when they program it, people getting streams based on what they sound like.
How you set it up. Yeah.
How it's set up. Okay. So if you had, here's a question for a lot of people I'm going to ask right now in this chat room. If you had to go get in your car, drive to a record store and thumb through the music, okay, and buy the music with your hard-earned money, come home and put it in a stereo or make a cassette of it, would you still be buying the same thing that you're getting right now that you have access to pretty much for free?
Man.
Okay. And this is why so many, I don't know, so many upper echelon artists don't really get into the game like they used to, because it costs a lot of money to produce I'm not gonna say a real album, but to produce an R&B album, because everybody is union. Every drummer is union. Every horn player is union. The background singers is union. So you need some real money to produce a high level Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson type of product.
Agreed.
Okay. So now the record companies ain't dropping that kind of cash no more, because you can still make money with a computer. Okay. And a good computer producer. So the investment is not there. The money is not to be invested right there, right now. So it just the whole overall viewpoint of the music. Why should we spend all this money when it's going to end up over here. When you, like my man says, you can use Pro Tools and make and do some things, but you won't have the same level of musicianship. When was the last time you heard a song with a solo in it? Okay. When was the last time you heard a song with a solo? Okay, it had a song with a breakdown. Okay,
or with a change, exactly. With a
okay.
change.
Most new songs don't have a change. I was listening to some songs yesterday on
Man.
my own. I listened to Sirius in my truck, man. And when I listen to Sirius music, Sirius FM, I listen to the different types of music. I go between Eminem's channel, the Groove, and the old school channel. I all lined up. And when I hear something like "It's Been a Long Time," and the homeboy gets to singing and whoa and background thing and shit, and that shit just brings chills up my spine. Meanwhile, I go to another channel and I hear the same hi hats and I hear the same basic cadence, and it's like, man, dude. Then I go to the old school where they was really producing some music. It's a whole other level, Doc. It's a whole other level. A whole other level.
Right now, it's almost like can you get lucky with a hit? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like rolling dice right now with the sound because it's not changing. It, like you said, this has been holding for a little while, and it's still building on that very same groove line. This form of hip hop right now. That's the way I.
All right,
that's the way I feel.
we got a hip hop. We got an enthusiast here. He says, "Will be Black Star says Cassius Clay. I am the greatest 64 Blowfly, Lightning Rod. Yeah, man, you're right. They invented rap. They was rapping long before hip hop was invented. I said hip hop. I didn't say rap. I said hip hop. Say hip hop. Okay, it was a difference. Blowfly, Dolomite, all of them was doing their raps on top of music, but it wasn't hip hop.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
remember
right.
that. Okay, hey man, folks, man, you know we've been on there for over an hour, man.
Hey, well, here's what I wanted to say because we got all off the subject. Everybody, as if you didn't know, Joe Biden has won the presidential. He's now the presidential electee, as they call him. He overcame Donald Trump, and from the last I heard, Donald's still mad. So we'll have to catch what he's doing. Before we go, I want to tap into a couple of things, some sports. Couple of nice football games tomorrow. I hope to tap in live on the D Smooth Show, probably at a couple of half times. Zoe, I'd love you to chime in with me if you got the time sometime tomorrow to chime in on the D Smooth Show, and I'll be live on Facebook with that. Also, a fight's coming up. We got Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. I don't care how old they are. No, Zoe, I don't care how old they are. I still want to see the fight. And because I haven't seen a good fight in such a long time. The fight game is so weak, I can't stand it. Even though every time one comes on, I watch it, hoping for some greatness. I haven't seen anything since back in the day, Oscar De La Hoya or Roy Jones of old, or let's even fall back to a Sugar Ray. There's nobody out there in the last 10 years. Last 10 years that can bring the fight. Well, I'm sorry. And of course, I didn't mean to count out my boy Floyd Mayweather, but he's in a whole nother section over here. I'm just talking about some mainstream boxing. Talk to me.
D, check this out. Look, man, you and I, we two old dudes, okay? And see, we seen life in a different perspective. You ain't never seen nobody from our era, Ray, Hearns, Hagler, Muhammad Ali, have a fight. 15. They used to fight 15 rounds back in the day.
15. That's right. 15.
They fought 15. You ain't never seen nobody back in the day go 15, put on a pair of shades and go to the after party. It ain't gonna happen.
No, not at all.
If you fought 15, a good 12 back in the day, the after party was the emergency room. Okay, win, lose, or draw.
Both fighters. Both fighters
was y'all left there. You went to your dressing room. They put your ass in the car, took your ass to the hospital, and your ass sat there for a couple of days because they fought.
That's right. That's right.
They didn't box. They fought. They fought. Now they
Agreed.
fight in the WFC also. I mean UFC. I ain't mad about that. Okay, that right there that's just some cold. That's just some karate mixing street fighting and the whole 9 yards. I mean together. I'm talking about so-called boxing. Okay, boxing. You know, I guess that's why UFC is so popular because it is. If you really want to see some cats fighting. Well, or your elbows and knees and everything counts. That right there, UFC is going to be the coldest game in the streets, coldest game period.
That's some rough shit right there. That's really that's brutal. And I've definitely watched some championship fights, but I'm definitely an old school boxing fan, and I have been for a long time. So boxing won't what the UFC, it won't replace my hunger for straight up boxing with gloves in there, and you got to stand flat footed, and go at it with another cat till it's over. But I'm speaking of champion caliber fighters. I can't say they're not out there. Is it the promoters not putting them out there? Is it the pandemic? I don't know what it is, but they've had a couple of fights at the Forum pretty recently, and I respect the way they've had to set it up to not even have an audience, because that the audience plays a big part of your hype or your, I won't say your ability, but your mental psyche in being in a ring fighting somebody else. So it sort of changes the parameters of it, but they still have been doing it. So hopefully something will come up real soon besides the Roy Jones Mike Tyson fight. Now they're gonna fight. I think I'm gonna guess 8 rounds, and each round are 2 minutes. So it's 2 minutes of boxing.
That's a senior citizen fight. That's what that is.
It is. It's an AARP fight.
You stole my shit. That's an ARP fight. You goddamn right. Okay.
That's what it is. Also, one more thing out of sports, and I'll let you get out of here. The N.B.A. will start up in December. If I'm not mistaken, it's Christmas Day. Okay. So I really can't say which day it is, but I know they'll be playing Christmas Day. So we'll see what's going on with that. So I appreciate you tapping in with me, man. Congratulations on a new commander in chief. I look for positive changes. I look for
I'm looking
growth,
to that.
especially
look
for
here.
us.
I got my boy. What's up, Poppy Pat from the Eve? We got some boxing strategists on the line. B1, Deuce Times. Who else? Watt Superhero. The Watt Superheroes here. Who else we got here? We got Will Be Black Star Line. Am I missing somebody else?
Well, actually, Deuce Time said Devin Haney fighting tonight. Okay, I'll look that up. Devin Haney. I haven't heard of him. He better be worth something. He better. You know what? I'm gonna be mad, Deuce, if the cat get in there and get laid out or hug each other all night. I want to see a real heavyweight. Excuse me, or a real nice boxing event. So that's back to you, Deuce. Thanks for chiming in. I will make sure I'll have my TV on and see what's going on with Devin Haney. Go ahead.
Hey, folks. You're live with Lonzo, my man D Smooth here, folks. We're gonna be coming live to you from time to time. This week I'll celebrate 1 year of being live on Facebook. I had my music show, and most of y'all know Facebook has some changes on the music program, and I do this talk thing more than I do music. So me and some other folks will be sitting here from time to time, chiming in on different days of the week. It might be. We might come live like the news. They don't tell it because
you got that right.
I got my own studio. As long as I pay my light bill and my internet bill, I can come to you anytime I get ready to. So, folks, in the meantime, you're live with Lonzo.
I got a generator, so don't if we go down, I'm bringing over the generator so we can keep it going, keep everybody informed. Lonzo, I appreciate your time.
All right, folks.
Real soon, baby. All right.
All right, folks. Y'all stay up till next time. We out of here. Peace.